Froggy gets dressed. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. "Snow, snow," he sang. "I want to play in the snow." "Go back to bed, Froggy," said his mother. "Don't you know froggies are supposed to sleep all winter? Wake up when the snow's melted." "No, no," cried Froggy. "I'm awake, I'm awake. I want to go out and play in the snow." So Froggy put on his socks. Zoop! He pulled on his boots. Zoop! He put on his hat. Zat! Tied on his scarf. Zwit! And tugged on his mittens. And flopped outside into the snow. Flop! 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 "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" yelled Froggy. "Did you forget to put something on?" Froggy looked down. "Oops," cried Froggy. "I forgot to put on my pants." He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged on his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat, pulled off his boots. He left his socks on and slipped on his pants. Zip! Then he pulled on his boots. Zip! Put on his hat. Zap! Tied on his scarf. Zip! And tugged on his mittens. Zoom! And flopped back outside into the snow. Flop! 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 "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" yelled Froggy. "Did you forget to put something on?" Froggy looked down. "Oops," he cried. "I forgot to put on my shirt." "And your coat," added his mother. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens. Untied his scarf. Took off his hat. He left his pants and boots on. And bunted off his shirt. Zit, zit, zit. Then he snapped on his coat. Snap. Put on his hat. Zacked. Tied on his scarf. Swit. Tugged on his mittens. Zoom. And flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" yelled Froggy. "Did you forget to put something on?" Froggy looked down. He had his mittens. He had his scarf. He had his coat. He had his shirt. He had his pants. He had his boots. And he had his socks. He reached up. Yep. He had his hat. What could be missing? "Your underwear!" his mother laughed. "Oops," cried Froggy, looking more red in his face than green. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unsnapped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt, unzipped his pants, pulled off his boots, took off his socks. He left on his hat, slipped his long johns on with a zap from all the elastic. Then he put on his socks, pulled on his boots, tugged on his mittens, started to tug on the other, and let it drop, and said, "I'm too tired." he went back to sleep. Good night, Froggy. The